Hi, I'm Mike, and today we get started with branding prep and the calf table on Our Wyoming Life. Hi there, welcome back, and thanks for joining us once again as we explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. So this week is actually a pretty big week on the ranch. Now, if you watched our video yesterday, you've got a little bit of a preview on what we have coming up. But the big event this week is branding, which is scheduled to happen on Saturday. Saturday about 7 a.m. we will begin a live stream here on the Our Wyoming Life channel in which you will be able to follow along the entire process of branding, all live, and you'll be able to chat with us and whoever's behind the camera. We're going to have some friends up here, some friends of the channel, moderators, subscribers, neighbors. Everybody's going to come together and we're going to knock out this whole branding thing. And we get a chance to test branding in the brand new Arrowquip system with real live calves and not kids. But before we get that far, we've got a lot of work to do. Branding is on Saturday. We've got cows scattered out all over the place. Why are the chickens caring so much about what I do right now? We have cows scattered all over to the southern part of the ranch, so we're gonna have to bring all those guys home, get them in, get calves sorted off. There's a big old long list of things that need done. Today I got a chance to go and pick up all our branding supplies, which we'll talk about in a video coming up this week. And basically at this point, I'm trying to prioritize what needs done and the things that need done first that could take the most amount of time, and those are the things that I want to tackle right away. So one of the things that we're looking at doing with Arrowquip, I'm going to get out of this. This chicken is driving me crazy. She's having a fit about something. So anyway, one of the things that we're looking at with the Arrowquip system is the fact that we can brand, you can work calves, you can work pretty much any size cattle through the Arrowquip chute. So one of the things that we're going to definitely be testing here as we get up and rolling is this chute right here, which we will be bringing the calves into to try it out and see how well it works with calves in it. You can see that the chute gets pretty dang narrow when it's squeezed down. Like you literally, what is this, 6 inches, something like that? I mean, it really does squeeze down, and we should be able to bring calves in here no problem through the alleys and up and into the chutes and bring them up and in and use this bar here to squeeze them down. Once the calf is in, then we can move these panels to do our branding on this side. Give vaccinations up here because we can actually catch the calf in the head gate. And all in all, it should be relatively simple. The big problem that I can foresee is that when it comes time to actually band the calves. That's something that we do at branding. It's basically a small rubber band that's placed around the base of the testicles, and that cuts off the blood supply. Eventually they just shrivel up and fall off. Now there's different rules of thumb, or different rules of thought, I guess, on the banding versus actually castrating with a knife and the benefits of each and all that kind of good stuff. But we've always used the rubber band, so that's what we're going to stick with. That was Gilbert's tradition, so that's what we're going to continue to do. The way that we've done it in the past is that we have a calf table, which is actually located right over here. The calf table is a Powder River calf table. I have no idea when this thing was manufactured. It's been modified and cobbled together in a few different ways, but the basic gist of it is that a calf comes in through the back side, through this way, into the front, where we actually catch them by the neck, by the head. While the calf is in here, we can squeeze the table, putting pressure against the calf and holding them in place. From here, we can do all of our vaccinations. We can do our branding from the side with these little bars that drop down. We have good access to the neck on this end, and we can do our vaccinations. Also, this whole calf table actually flips over on its side. So with the calf in here, all you would do is just push it over. With the calf laid down, you can actually reach in, lift up the bars once again, and be able to get that calf banded. Then it's back up. And you open up the front end again. You release the squeeze, and out comes the calf. So the calf table is what we're used to doing and what we're used to working with. Doing it in the squeeze chute is going to be a bit of a learning process. We'll bring you along for that as we deal with that. And but I really need reassurance myself that if it doesn't work in the squeeze, that we do have a backup. And what I want to do is bring that calf table in and set it up somewhere where we're going to be able to use it if we have to. If we don't have to, that's great, but if we do, I want to make sure that it's available to us. So my plan is this. We have a gap here. Now, the way that this table or this tub works is the calves would come in here. This gate actually swings around, making this tub smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Obviously, I'm gonna have to do some greasing or something before it's time to go. But this tub keeps on getting smaller and smaller, and eventually becomes so small that there's really nowhere for the calf to go but up through this alley. This alley is equipped right here in the front with basically a splitter. You've got different routes you can go down. If you go off this direction, you end up at the loading chute, which then would put the calf on a trailer or something like that. This way leads up to the actual squeeze chute. And on the other side, we have another door, which leads to basically freedom, right? Out. There's nothing set up here for anything for them to come out and into. So what I'm thinking is being able to take that calf table, set it somewhere outside of this direction, and be able to work calves into it. Now, we do have a couple things that we're gonna have to take a look at, and a couple of problems that may actually arise. One is that we need to be able to still work this gate, which would let them up into the squeeze chute. Obviously, we want to be able to try that, so we have to have this gate available still. So if we have a table here, we want to make sure that we have enough room for this gate to be able to open all the way when we come off. And the only thing that I can think of is that we're going to bring that table in here, drop it off, and we're going to kind of have to wiggle it around. But also, one thing that I do like to do is have some sort of little staging area right behind the calf table. And what that does is it enables a calf to kind of stand there and wait while we're getting one calf taken care of. There's a calf in line. Not really sure if that's going to work, but we're definitely going to give it a try. So I guess the first thing we have to do is get the calf table in here and get it set somewhere where maybe we can start laying it out and seeing how it's going to fit in here. Since we already built the entire corral system, I got to figure out how I'm going to get that calf table in here, and that's going to involve probably taking down some of these panels, which I really don't want to do, but I don't have much choice, and it's kind of 6 of one and a half dozen of the other. So I just need to pick a panel, take it apart, and make enough room to be able to get the skid steer with the calf table in here and get it dropped off. So really, this looks about like as good a place to start as any. So we'll take off a panel, which is easier said than done. 'Cause there's never been anybody. There's never been anybody. Okay, that should be a big enough hole to drive the Bobcat through here. So now we just have to work our way through until we get outside. If I had only one day left to lose,
I wouldn't waste it. I'd paint the whole.
How about crack me in the head?
Nothing in the way could ever make me change.
Okay, that'll get us through here. Now we're over here. We can open up another small section. Why is the top one so hard to get out? The bottom one just always slips right out. One more. All right, so now we have access clean through. Bobcat should fit just fine all the way through there. We'll grab the calf table and move it on in. Okay, so this thing looks a little bit like a wart on a beauty queen, but we're gonna make it work as best we can. So here's the thing. We're gonna have to adjust all this, but yeah, we're gonna need the Bobcat to do it. We are going to make it so the calf comes in here, flops down behind here, and goes straight into this thing. At least that's the hope. I think we can do it. We have to do it. So let's figure it out. So the easiest way to do this is with panels, some sort of panels, which we're gonna have to track down and find. I've got panels scattered around here and there. Let's go look at my panel pile. Panel pile? Kind of rhymes. Let's go look at the panel pile and see what we can come up with. Okay, so this is my panel pile. These panels are 10-foot panels, so they're a little bit too long. But over here, we have some other types of panels. These panels actually pin together, which may be beneficial, that we might be able to make them work. And we have a couple of these, and they're about the right height, so a calf really can't jump over them. And we have enough to be able to do this. So let's take a couple of these over and see where that leaves us. All right, here's a couple panels that we can use within this configuration somehow. Okay, so number one, will these panels pin to the Arrowquip? That's a good question. Let's find out. I think before we find out though, we're gonna have to move our chute here because I put it just a little bit too close. So here's kind of what I'm thinking to be able to lead these guys in. This isn't ideal for me, but this might work. Okay, so we bring a calf in. It's gonna go obviously back through this area, squeezed in, moved up this way into this little pen, and then into the back of the table. Keep in mind too that the table still needs to tilt. So when we do tilt, the table, we end up with a huge gap. Obviously, and then anything could squeak out through there. I don't think this is going to be able to be used as a holding area for a calf, but I think we can move it, we can move a calf up and through and in relatively easy. So these connections will wire in just to make sure that everything's secure there. We'll wire those in. We're going to put some T-posts in to make sure everything is held exactly where we need it to be. Okay, there we go. It's all back together. Our calf table, I think, is pretty much ready to go. I think we're going to probably have a little bit of tweaking to do on it a little bit as we get a little closer. But other than that, there's only one thing left to do, and that's to find a volunteer to go through it. While some volunteers may not want to volunteer, others can't wait. Come here, buddy. So this sweep is what, this gate, which we call a sweep, is what keeps these calves moving towards the alley. Basically making the room smaller and smaller until they have nowhere to go but where we want them to go, which is down this way. Now, I'm not worried about catching them at all. Basically, I just want them to move through it and make sure that a calf can move through it. We're gonna open up the head gate all the way, which allows them to come through. And hopefully, these guys will come in for us. Made it through. Your turn. So that's it. It works. The calves went through. I can go back and put them in the yard. Everybody's happy, and proof of concept, right? So we know it works. And the next step is working on our alleys, getting that ready to go, and probably going through and lubing everything up and making sure that everything works. But other than that, we're pretty much ready for branding, except for that we don't have any calves yet. That's coming as well. Tomorrow here on the vlog, we're going to take a look at hay and what the future holds for the ranch as we conduct our State of the Hay address. It's coming up tomorrow, and we're going to go out and measure some grass and kind of see what's going to happen for the next year on the ranch and how we're going to deal with it. That's coming up tomorrow. I hope that you can meet me right here. We'll do it all over again as we continue our vlogs. We explore the ranch life, escape the ordinary, all right here on Our Wyoming Life.